Are you kidding me? Do you see that? That is yellow road paint. Yellow road paint. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's in the back. What the heck? I just washed this car. Well, not just washed this car. I washed this car and then we went to Florida. Hey guys, we're on our way to Florida and we have kind of a big update and we're waiting to hear some more update. So we're in the Charger and I was gonna add the Charger to the SiriusXM Guardian for tracking and stuff, you know, since the TRX got stolen. And wouldn't you know, the TRX's location updated on December 27th and we haven't logged in, so the app didn't tell us, and the cops stopped looking for it after a week and a half, so they weren't alerted to it. I refreshed it. It said success. It's in Lincoln, Alabama, according to the app. And James called the Lincoln police officers, gave them all the information, and they are on their way out there right now. It does say the front driver tire is low, so James thinks it might be crashed, and it looks like it's just kind of out in the woods at the dead-end street near a river, so we don't know really what's going to come of this, but it's active, it's updating, and we're nervous, excited, stressed.
I'm just more pissed off than I was.
Oh, angry apparently. So yeah, we're gonna let you guys know if the police call us back and have something. We have an update.
I'm fat.
Okay, that's not an update. So the cop called, and the road that we see it on is actually gated off, like not just a chain fence, like someone's actual property with a gate. So they can't go back to where the truck is pinging. So they are calling out detectives and a drone operator, and they're going to fly a drone out. We have been refreshing the tracking. As of 4 minutes ago, it was still in the exact same spot, and it's showing us like the gas mileage, it's showing us the tire pressure. So we think it's the truck, because if it was just the radio, would it still be able to see those things? I don't know. Like, would it know what it was seeing in another car? So we're about an hour and 20 minutes away because we are going, oh, they're calling right now. Okay, so the update was...
No update.
There is an update. The update was that the drone didn't see anything, but it's also heavily wooded. But the detective, while we were on the phone with the officer, the detective was talking to the property owner, and they got permission to enter the property, so they are going to ride the properties, and he's like, we're getting ready to ride the property. Tell them to get ready to honk the horn and lights, but not until we say so, because just in case there's someone around, we don't want to tip them off, even though we sort of already did that earlier, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
And it didn't move. The truck is still there, so fingers crossed. We're about an hour 15 away from getting there and talking to the officers ourselves, and hopefully getting a more solid answer.
I'm assuming this is I'm gonna make a prediction. The property owner's son is who has my truck. Or one of his friends, because it's just too secluded and too hard to get to, unless they were mud bogging down the river and just happened to decide that was a perfect place to blow a tire and leave the truck. I don't know.
We don't, yeah, with the satellite image that we can see, it looks like it just ends, but with the trees and stuff, you never know if there are more ATV trails under there. But the truck is showing in the same spot. It's not moving around right now, so, and it's active.
I'm fat.
Okay. So anyways, I'll let you guys know when we know more. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So we're wearing different clothes.
It's a new day.
So yesterday, we had no luck.
No luck.
We drove around for like 2.5, 3 hours, chasing the pings and turning up empty-handed. So today we gave it over to SiriusXM Guardian again for them to try to contact police to, I don't know, find the truck. But they were giving us all kinds of reasons about why it was pinging in one spot, but the truck wasn't in that spot, and ridiculous. But I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much sucks. Like, we shouldn't even have bothered turning around. Initially, I was like, man, we should turn around, and then I didn't, and we wasted about 20 minutes continuing the drive south. And then I was like, if I don't turn around and at least try, I'm never going to forgive myself. And she's like, yep, let's do it. So we spun it around, drove 2 hours and 25 minutes to a location that the truck was supposed to be at. And we had already been in constant contact pretty much with the police department there, and the sheriff's department, and detectives, and they were running around to places that the thing said it was, and they were...
Shout out Lincoln Police Department in Alabama, because they were quick on it.
And the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
And, it just sucks because we wasted a bunch of their time, and they were cool about it. They were like, listen, it's, something about Dodges. We've done this many times, and then he goes, I don't want to say it's a wild goose chase, but that's usually what it turns into, is just a wild goose chase. And, we were in contact with SiriusXM Guardian. But anyhow, it's pretty annoying. Just like the car putting on the brakes for me. It's pretty annoying, but we're disappointed. It was fun because there was some hope. We both got our hopes up.
Because it became active again, and it was tracking.
Yeah.
But when I talked to SiriusXM this morning, the supervisor said it could be a ghost spoofing app, whatever, that someone is using. But like, if you're gonna go through all the trouble of stealing the truck, why not just disable the GPS altogether? Why turn it back on and then spoof the location? Yeah. I don't know how it works. I'm not a criminal, so.
Right, same. In my mind, if you're gonna spoof the location, you'll just stick it in a random spot. Yeah. I mean, why move it around?
That was the other thing, is that it was like jumping around, but it was all within like the same general area. It wasn't like...
And the tracking said unable to track because vehicle's in motion, and there's just no reason for that. But I mean, it's very frustrating.
Yeah. But anyways,
we're sad. We thought for a minute like we were still an hour away, and we were like, man, they're gonna get it. They're gonna call us any second and say, hey, we've got your truck. And we were like, it's okay if it's a little beat up, And then I got mad because I was thinking about somebody smoking in it. And,
he just made up a scenario in his head that someone was smoking in the truck, and he got so angry.
Man,
for a fake scenario.
And Jessica brought up an interesting point. It's like when I get mad, my inhibitions lower slightly, and I'm just capable of making snap decisions that may not.
His foresight isn't there. It's spontaneity, only not necessarily good spontaneity.
Yeah, we may have at some point been in the grass in the Charger when we shouldn't have been. But anyhow, it's cool. We wasted. It took us the 9.5 hour trip to Florida from our house. Ended up being a dozen hours yesterday, and then 4 more hours today. So
16.
Instead of 9, it was 16, and it's cool. It's okay.
But the adventure was so much fun, because usually I get bored on a road trip and I take a nap, and I didn't take not one single nap in the car.
Right. It was cool. It was neat to have some hope that we were going to find the truck.
Yeah, we were chasing the ping around and
camping out in people's driveways, waiting for it to drive by, and a location that we knew it couldn't be at because it was like an open field we could see.
Yeah.
We did a circular pattern for a couple of mile radius, checking every driveway. I mean, and the thing is, it could have been at a barn. The way it was initially, where it was, we figured that because we had honked the horn once, we figured that they saw the cops, and so they waited, and then they split because the cops were where it said it was, but but then like 20 minutes later, Jessica seen it on the move, so we sent the cops to chase it.
And then it moved again. And that was the other weird part, is like every time the cops would get there, it would move. It would update and move. And then once we got there and we told the cops, all right, well, you know, we're sorry, whatever, we're going to try looking ourselves, and if we find anything, we'll let you know. The truck stopped moving.
Yeah.
It was very odd. It just stayed in an open field.
Yeah. So we're not sure that it's even the truck. We don't know if it's the engine and transmission and computer that's in a different car.
We don't know how it works, and we asked SiriusXM, and they don't know how it works either. So.
And it's been really frustrating. It was fun.
Yeah, if you have a Mopar car and you use the SiriusXM Guardian, even though I think they have Jeep and Fiat and a couple other brands as well, and you use like the app to locate your vehicle, just know that they themselves say that is not good for tracking stolen cars. They're like, that's not what that's used for. That is not accurate for a stolen car.
It's only supposed to catch your wife cheating on you.
It's for if you park your car. This is what they told me. If you park your car at the mall and you forget where you parked it at.
Yeah.
That's what it's good for. It's not for if it gets stolen and gets moved to a different state or whatever.
And it's funny because we parked our car at the Park ATL at Atlanta Airport, and we must have forgot where we parked it because it wasn't where I thought it was. And here it is somewhere in Alabama. But the moral of the story is just put your own trackers in there. If you're going to use AirTags, use multiple AirTags because, you know, we bought this car and there was an AirTag in it from the previous owner that he had not removed. And by the time we drove this thing 15 miles, Jessica's phone was like, hey, it appears that an AirTag has followed you home.
And it took us a couple hours to find it and get it out.
So thieves use the same app and they can see if there's an AirTag, but if there's multiple ones in there, it might take them, you know, 20, 30 minutes to find the thing, so you might have an opportunity for them to just give up stealing your car. So put a couple AirTags in there, get another GPS tracker, put in a kill switch. Even though they'll be able to find the kill switch, it might take them longer to find it than they want to spend. So yeah, that's my advice.
Still a deterrent.
Don't buy anything cool if you want to keep it forever. And if you do that mistake and buy something cool,
don't leave it at Atlanta Airport.
Don't leave it at Park ATL. We're not going to let the truck bother us. We had fun yesterday, even though it was disappointing in the end. We had a good time, and we're on vacation to have a good time, and we're going to go and have a good time, and we'll deal with the truck another day. What do you think, Mama?
Sounds good.
All right, well, say your goodbyes.
Okay, bye. We don't have the truck.
Okay, bye. We don't have the truck.
Update!
Okay. Woo!
So we had talked to SiriusXM this morning at 9 o'clock, and that's when we gave them, we're like, hey, you guys take over finding this, and they're like, okay, thanks. So when they do that, we can't track it anymore on our device. It like takes over as a stolen vehicle and whatever. They have their own technology. Anyways, we just got a call. They were able to locate it, which we knew because we were able to locate it. But now they've contacted the local law enforcement again. So now those officers and sheriffs and deputies and detectives and whatever are working with SiriusXM Guardian directly to hopefully locate our truck or figure out what vehicle it is in. She said, we've located it, we've contacted law enforcement. If you would like an update, you know, contact the agency that you filed the case report with. But hopefully they call us within the next couple days and say, hey, we got it.
We'll see.
If there's any other updates, I'll let you guys know. But until then, that's what we got. I watched this car. And then we went on a road trip to Florida. It was supposed to be usually about 9.5, 10 hours. But yeah, then we ended up chasing the TRX because the location pinged in Alabama. And we were only 2 hours away from where it was pinging at. So our 9.5 hour drive turned into 17 hours total. But also, we're gonna have a story time. We're gonna have a story time about this car. So, you know how just like a couple minutes ago, James had said something about taking it off-roading, and you know, it went in the ditch a little bit, and that was a story for another time. Well, we're gonna get to that story right now because that yellow paint inside the wheel well is part of that story. So let me see if you guys can see. Come on, it's really dark. But anyways, there's yellow paint in the front, there's the yellow paint in the back, there's more yellow paint down here. It's too bright out, the camera can't really focus. There it is, there's yellow paint in there, and there's yellow paint in the front of it. How does that happen, you wonder? Let me tell you. We're gonna sit down. So, going back after we decided to leave the TRX, where it was pinging in the most crazy of locations and it wasn't there, and we decided, you know what, we're just gonna continue our drive to Florida. It brought us down some like really country roads, and there was a road we turned on, and there's like construction trucks and stuff, which no biggie, except for we realized that they were currently painting the road. So that means the truck was going about 5 miles an hour, and instead of them like stopping, pulling over, letting the cars go around, we were just following them. So James got irritated, as he does in slow traffic, and decided he didn't want to have any more of it. So what did he do? Crossed the wet yellow paint. He crossed where it was dashed at, but it was only dashed for a little tiny bit. So then when we got back over, he went over the solid double yellow that was wet yellow paint. And that was us going around the follow truck to get behind the paint truck. And instead of staying behind the paint truck, he also didn't want to cross over the double yellow again, so he decided to take the Charger and drive into the ditch around the paint truck. Yep, that's what happened. And when we got to the hotel in Florida, that was the result. I just washed that car. You guys watched me just wash this car. That's not the end of the story though. It gets better with this car. That's the end of the yellow paint story, but not the end of the car story. Now, you can't really see it, but in certain lights you can. You see this body line right here? So from that line, from the door edge, that whole body line had been repainted and repaired in Florida. Why? Because as we were going over the Fort Myers Bridge to Fort Myers Beach, if you are at all familiar with the area, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. If not, this might seem a little confusing, but there are two lanes to go over the bridge, sort of. Once you get to the edge of the bridge, this lane merges in with this lane, right? So that's been that way my whole entire life. And there was a truck that had left a big gap, so we merged over, except for this lane was stopped. So we were kind of like half in the lane, half out of the lane. But again, there was a big gap, so we assumed the truck seen us get over, considering there was a big gap. Turns out the truck did not see us and came up and gave the door a little kiss. Just a little love bump, but big enough to put a sizable dent in the door. So we brought it to a paintless dent repair place. They knocked it out in 2 days. It was great. They also fixed the bumper from when the person at the post office backed into it. I don't know if you remember that, but about a week and a half, 2 weeks after we got the car, someone backed into it at the post office in a hit and run. They eventually turned themselves in, so it was fine. But they fixed that too. The only issue is it's not exactly the right color, which we kind of expected considering it was a 48-hour turnaround. But this car is jinxed. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, if you guys can tell the difference in the color right now, because it is super bright, so the white is kind of shiny. But I mean, they did a great job for it being as fast as they did it. So anyways, they did it. It was done by 5:45. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's good. It's nice. It got done, and it got done in 2 days. Whereas, you know, if we had to wait and bring it here to a body shop, it would have taken like a week. So we're happy to have it done. It's just the fact that we haven't even had it 2 months yet, and it's already been damaged 2 times. What luck is that? To top it all off, I'm sure you guys have noticed, but we're gonna go to the front just so you can see. You see how dark that is? Yeah, the windshield is tinted. And Florida State Trooper also noticed that.
It's only a matter of time.
So we got our first pullover. We got a warning. You know, he told us just get it taken care of, fix it ticket essentially, you know. So we're home. I didn't record much when I was in Florida. I'm still new to the whole vlogging thing, so I'm sorry, but we just went to visit family, see friends, you know, have a good time, a little mini vacation again. And it was a great time, other than the little ding, having to drive around in a little electric boat, which meant stopping everywhere that there was an electric charge station. That is so inconvenient, by the way. But we are home, we are safe, so back to our regular scheduled program, which isn't really scheduled at all. It's pretty chaotic and random. But anywho, thank you guys for hanging out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode of Making It Pretty.